Now I'd like to share with you, since I have worked with leaders for more than 15 years, what are the top 5 things that they look for? So if you have an interest in being a leader in particular, or want to be considered as a high potential employee, here are 5 things that I've discovered and I've learned and observed over the years. One is visibility, which we've been talking about, or exposure. You know, when they're talking about employees, they might say things like, you know, they really need a broader exposure to other parts of the organization so people know who they are and know how gifted they are. These are types of conversations they're having behind closed doors, by the way. And the succession planning that we talked about in the first module and the talent review discussions. So visibility. Cross-functional experience. So if you've done one thing, or you've been in one department, you're just one type of job, maybe you're a software developer, maybe you're an engineer, maybe you're an accountant, whatever it is, how can you broaden your experience to other functions of the business? Again, when you're going to become a leader in an organization, that helps because you need to know the different parts of the organization. The more you know the parts and how they fit together, the more valuable you become. The more valuable you become. Really important. Interpersonal relationships. So if you, again, we gave some examples earlier in the course, if you rub people the wrong way and you're just all about results and you're running over people, that's not going to go well for leadership. You might rise up to a certain level, but usually people end up hitting a ceiling at that point because at that level, at higher levels of leadership, you need to have more influence. It's less about doing the work versus getting the work done and getting results done through others. See what I mean? So focusing on your communication skills and relationship building skills is really important. That's something that trips up a lot of people, and in fact, the conversation stops in many of these leadership discussions around future potential if you haven't addressed that. Number 4, demonstrating a higher level of capacity. So maybe this is a matter of scale. Maybe you've managed a project at a certain level, but they want to see, can you manage like a huge project or a portfolio of projects, things of that nature? Do you have that capacity? So that's one of the things they'll discuss and say, okay, he or she's done well at this, but they need to demonstrate experience in handling multiple things. So they might even say, let's give them an opportunity to do that and see how they do. But don't wait for them. Volunteer. Volunteer for that. Demonstrate that. The 5th one is adaptability or agility. We live in a dynamic world, a dynamic workplace. Customer needs and demands are constantly changing. And the needs of the organization change depending on their strategic priorities, strategic plans, all of those things. And so to the extent you're able to demonstrate that you can flex, that you can be versatile in different situations, increases your value. That's really what they want and what they need.